Well, hello again everyone, and welcome back to Kovac Enterprises. As you know, this is the entry that I put in for the Cancer Awareness Build 2017, hosted by Kenny May. So I just want to do a quick little out-of-box review. I know there have been others out there on YouTube that also have done the out-of-box review, but this is kind of more for my part. If, as you recall, I know what's in the box because this is one of the out of the three that I used for my Adam 12 car. But we just want to kind of take a quick look at a closer look at the parts and show everybody what's in the box. So without further ado, let's go ahead and we get started. So basically, with any kit, we're going to go ahead and start with the instructions, and it's your typical simple AMT instructions with the exploded view of each step. Of course, we always start with the engine, and then we go to the next page here. We got the basically the chassis, and then our third step is the interior. And then we have the fourth step being the body of the car. And then our final assembly will be step number 5. So there you go. Pretty simple instructions. And basically they have it where it's kind of numbered, I guess, in the order that you're supposed to glue the parts down. So that's the instructions. And we'll just go ahead. Our first part here, we have our body of our car. This is a 4-door kind of sedan car, which you don't see too often in kits, usually 4 doors, but it's a nice little body. There's hardly any flashing to it. Let me show you the back. This is considered, well, you can see the imprint here. It's a Galaxy 500, and like I say, a little bit of flashing here, and that came off the tree. I guess I'll trim that up. And so there you go, there's that. And of course, all the parts are molded in white. And of course, there's the top. So overall, pretty good body for the car. Next up is the interior bucket. Now there's not much detail on the side door panels. It's just kind of lightly imprinted in there, but we'll dress it up with some paint and see if we can bring them out a little bit. Also, the rear seats are molded into the interior bucket itself, so pretty basic. Here's the other side here. And of course, we have the hood for the Galaxy 500. So pretty good there. And then of course we have the chassis itself. You can see the holes here for the screws that for it to screw in together. And of course, if we turn to the underside there, you see everything's kind of molded into the bottom of the chassis. So there you go. Next up, we have our clear parts. We have, of course, the front and rear windshield, all one piece. And then we have our transparent red for our police lights, as well as our rear tail lights. And then our flashers, you get 4 of those. And then you get 2 of the blue transparent police sirens. So that's what's in the bag. We're going to go ahead and keep it in the bag to keep it from scratching up until we need it. Next up is the tires. Got some good Goodyear tires here. Nicely done. And of course, along with the package comes with the metal axles with the screws to put it together. And so let's go ahead and take scissors here, and we'll take a look at one of the tires. So you can see how nicely they're done. You can see a nice little tread line on the tire itself. So overall, tires are in good shape. So there you go. There's the tires. I'll put that back in the bag. And then we got a few parts that are in a couple more packages here. We'll go ahead and take these out. And of course we have the optional push bar, and then we have the firewall, and then if you can see real close here, we have the distributor, the starter, and I'm not sure what this is, but we'll look into that later. So that's on that tree there. We have the backing for the front seat. Now this part here, of course, it doesn't show anything about it on the instruction sheet. So I imagine that this was at one time part of a curbside kit, and then when they reissued it, they redid it so that you can install an engine into it. So basically I believe you got an option between a curbside and actually, like I said, installing the engine into the actual police car. So that's what I believe this part used to be. And then we have the engine block, intake manifold, cylinder heads. We have our battery. We have our exhaust manifolds. Of course, our fan and our front cover. And this looks like our carburetor here. So that's on that tree. And so next up we have the next package here. We'll go ahead and open that up. Let me get a closer look. And of course here we have the let me get a little pointer here. Oops. Alright, we have the radiator, oil pan, pulley system. This is part going to the radiator itself. And then we have our deep dish wheels, nicely molded. And then we have our basically our exhaust system, all molded in real nice, hardly any flashing. And then we have our steering wheel, of course, attached to that. And then we also have our front seat. A little bit of flash on it. We can take care of that real quick. But nicely molded for the front seat. And then we, of course, we have our dashboard. Like I said, not much going on for detail wise, but we'll paint her up and see if we can draw some of the instrument panels out. So I'll give you a little closer look there. Alright, so that's in that package right there. And then we, of course, next up is the chrome tree. All the chrome parts look pretty decent. Of course, again, we have you know, the rear bumper here. We have our chrome hubcaps, and we have our air cleaner. Other parts of the engine here. We have our actual microphone here. We have our side mirrors. It's going to be optional per instructions. This little piece right here is actually to hold your rifle in place. Then of course we have our antennas, and we have our police bar that goes across the top of the roof to put our police sirens on. And then we have our optional spotlights here, along with a fire extinguisher. So overall, the chrome parts tree looks pretty good. Did a nice job on it. And Of course, we also have one other piece that fell off. That's of course, our main front grille. You can see the headlights are all molded into the front grille itself. So there you go. That is the chrome tree. And go ahead and set that to the side here. And of course, these are the original parts for the communications. Let's go ahead and pull these out. Alright. And of course, we have our see if you can see that, but that's our shotgun that goes inside the car. And of course, all these are little bits and pieces for our communications device. There's that. And of course, we have our little speaker for the communications device. Here's that. So yeah, I'll set that off to the side. And then of course, we have our decals coming up. We went ahead and took a look at this, and what's nice is part of the retro, I guess, kit. So you get multiple choices for your decals. Of course, it starts off with some of them being from Las Vegas. We got some for New York, and of course, then we got like state police. And then we have some stuff here for Chicago police. So you got a nice little assortment. If you so you can decide what you want to put on the vehicle itself. So I think these are water slide type of decals. So there you go. That's for the decals. And then of course, we have our propaganda stuff here. From AMT round 2. Basically just shows you all the different kits you can buy. So that's basically about it. You can join, of course, the membership on their mailing list. As that. And then the last bit is what they give you is the little mini cover that you can put together. So very nice touch to that. So you can fold that in place and have your own little miniature cover, just like the kit for the 125 Ford Interceptor. So pretty much that's it for the box review. Like I say, it's a pretty simple kit, and should be quick and easy to do. And I don't see any problems with putting it together. I'll go ahead and put this back in so we know what we're looking at. So with that being said, that's our quick little review of the out of box of what's in the box there for the Ford Interceptor. So until then, we will have another update where we'll start putting these parts together. So until then, everybody have a good day, and we will catch you on the next segment. Have a good day. Bye.